migraine medicine since I was in my 20s.
I was having a lot of anxiety, a lot of migraines.
If any of you have bad headaches or you've ever had migraines, but it's called a full body migraine.
I had never gone without a facial migraine that would take me out.
I was off my migraine medicine and was not having migraines anymore.
I've only had 2 or 3 since, and I used to get them about every week. But when I do get them, I use an Lifewave, and they are 80% gone within 6 to 8 minutes. I have timed it.
My pain felt like it changed about 40% in that first week already.
In 5 minutes, my level 10 pain went down to a 2.
Migraine medicine since I was in my 20s. So I committed to 6 months. I was hopeful, but I've been hopeful before with different procedures and surgeries and medications, and nothing had ever worked very well. Within 5 days of starting on the patches, we had to cut my blood pressure medicine in half. Within 2 months, they were getting ready to try Botox injections for my migraines, but I was off my migraine medicine and was not having migraines anymore. And so, things have continued to improve since I started on the patches at the end of October of last year.
I was having a lot of anxiety, a lot of migraines.
Let me get this right. They last 6 to 8 minutes.
I've timed them. My friend and I were in the car. My mother-in-law was in ICU a couple weeks ago. She was racing me to the hospital. I was getting a migraine, thought I was going to just have a full blown, I had the aura, everything. She had some in her car. I put one on each side. We timed it 8 minutes. It was like 80 to 90% gone, that one. And I've timed them. It's never lasted more than 10 minutes once I put the Lifewave on.
And how long do they normally last?
Hours. And this is and to the point of being sick, like physically sick. And I can take everything else and it, tones it down, but they can be debilitating. And so that and the anxiety obviously are the 2 big ones for me. But
so that Lifewave, I know, of course, you're taking, and we're going to talk about the X39, the stem cell activation package. That actually works in your body to start repairing. But that Lifewave is quick pain relief. So that migraine must just be really hot, fast, and that Lifewave just kind of calms it down. Yeah, am I getting that right?
Yeah, yes, the frequency has calmed way down. But then when they do happen, the Lifewave is a quick fix to settle it down right away.
Wow.
So it doesn't get out of control. I don't get physically sick. I was under so much stress with her in the ICU like 3 weeks ago, and I didn't know what I would do. She goes, I have to. She's on the call tonight. I have to right here. And I put them on and I was like sweating. And I mean, just a couple miles down the road, I was fine. Didn't even have to take ibuprofen or anything like that.
I was dynamic and strong and powerful and equipped and thought I was at the top of my game. Within 1 week, I couldn't see. I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't work for 3 months. I was blinded for 3 and a bit weeks. And as an optometrist, imagine not being able to see, because I had pain that I would register on the Richter scale of pain at about 12 out of 10 on the average day. If any of you have bad headaches or you've ever had migraines, but it's called a full body migraine. And so the entire body gets covered in this pain. And the way I've described it is that from the top of my hair to the bottom of my toes, just pure pain.
Wow.
At about a 14 or 15 out of 10. That my pain felt like it changed about 40% in that first week already. My brain started working at a speed I hadn't enjoyed for 7 years. And I just thought, oh my word, is this hope? Is this hope? After 1 month, I never needed to use physical therapists or full body massages again to stay as stable. So I had 4 full body migraines again in the January. I started on the 17th of January, 2020. 4 full body migraines in the January. I had 3 in the February. I had 3 again in March. And we went into lockdown in South Africa at the end of March. And so I only had 3 full body migraines, but I was working like an animal in my practice. Everyone was hysterical. It was like the pandemic, the lockdown, the apocalypse, but I still only had 3 full-body migraines that month. So there were 4 in January, 3 in February, 3 in March, 2 in April. And in May, I had had no pain for a few weeks, and I thought, we were still in lockdown. Let me try jogging. I hadn't been able to walk properly, never mind jog, for 7 years. Let me try on my treadmill. So I got onto it, and it triggered within a minute and a half a PNE attack, a post-exertional neuroencephalopathy, and I was in bed for 2 days with a full-body migraine. And that was the last one I've ever had. That was the 8th of May, 2020. And I haven't had another one since. And within 8 months of that, it was January 2021. And I was walking on the treadmill, and I thought, my legs don't feel like they're going to fall off. I think I'm going to try jogging. And I had my phone with me, and I started jogging. And I just thought, I can't believe this. I can't believe I'm jogging. And my legs aren't crumbling. I'm jogging. And I just started videoing it, and I was sobbing. And then I sent it out to my closest people and my family, and they sent back videos of them sobbing. And it was just, I'm jogging, guys. I didn't jog for more than 2.5 minutes before my legs did feel like they were going to collapse, but I jogged. I was told I'll never get out of a wheelchair. I was told I will never recover. I will never get better. I will never know a day without pain. So I'm so grateful to David Schmidt and his team and the technology. And I'm so humbled that something, not simple, because there's nothing simple as the technology behind this, but I'm so humbled that something like a patch could do this for me.
What happened for me is in August 31st of 2016, I had a routine sinus surgery. That routine sinus surgery, he took away tissue and bone, but he didn't pack my face. I got home, and about an hour after I had been home from the surgery, I started bleeding out. And when I say bleeding out, I was bleeding out, bottoming out. So they rushed me back. My husband rushed me back to the hospital. They tried to stop the bleeding, couldn't, rush me in for a second surgery. And the doctor at that point packed my face so much that the packing stayed. He had packed it all the way into the forehead region, where the packing stayed, instead of 2 weeks, that packing stayed in there for 2 months, caused trigeminal nerve damage. I didn't know that at the time. I had gone to, since August 31st of 2016, and I'm not a person that remembers dates, but that date will never leave me, because from that day until February of this year, I had never gone without a facial migraine that would take me out at a level 10 at every single day, never stopping. So I had 2,400 days of level 10 facial migraines. And if you have ever had even a migraine, you know that you're useless. There are things you have to do, but you never do anything well. I saw 31 surgeons and specialists. I had every procedure that they said to try. I tried it. They said Botox in the face. I tried it. They said, take this medicine, that medicine. They threw everything at me. Nothing worked. Last attempt was, I had a brain surgery that he went in from the back. I have a giant titanium disc in my head now. And he went in and he clipped one fiber that would allow me to at least have wind hit my face. But that was it. That didn't stop the pain. It didn't stop the swelling. So the condition I have is called Sluder's neuralgia. It's called the suicide injury because there is no cure for it. And that is the outcome of most people that have this condition. That's how debilitating it is. So in February, after 2,400 days of making every single decision based around the limitations of my life, there were no expectations. The limitations were I could make it as far as this point, and then I knew I was going down. It didn't matter how much medicine I took, how much I tried to block my face. It did not matter. I was going down. He sent an envelope and it looked exactly like this. And on the back of it, he wrote, just try this. Put this patch here, here, and here, drink a glass of water, and in 5 minutes, your level 10 pain is going to go down to a 2. Well, I had tried everything else. In 5 minutes, my level 10 pain went down to a 2. And in about 10 minutes, I believed it. Nothing had stopped it. So my husband looked at me and like, we didn't want to move or like look at each other or say anything because we thought maybe it'll go away, but it didn't. And for 5.5 weeks, I wore Icewave and X39 in the same exact pattern on the back of my neck every single day. And I love coming to San Antonio for rodeo, and rodeo season is always a mixed basket because I would get to go, but I knew that in between performance and in between everything else, I was going to go down with heavy medication and miss most of the day, or at least not enjoy it like I wanted to. Well, this February, I got to go to every performance. I went through every barn, all the dander, all the dirt, all the stuff, the wind, the heat, the humidity, the cold, nothing stopped it. And for 5.5 weeks, I got to go to rodeo. I got to come back and volunteer for youth rodeo and help with the inner city kids. I had no pain. I didn't have to stop anything. I got to live my life again, pain-free. And I was outside doing what I wanted to do. And there was no residual go to bed, this is it for the day. And that's when I realized that I had finally broken the pain loop that no other doctor and no other surgeon could break. Icewave and X39 broke it. And since then, I have worn, some days I need it, some days I don't, but I don't schedule my life around my pain anymore. It is gone. And I can say that I can do push-ups again. I can hang my head. I can sew. I can clean. I can do anything. I can ride horses.
So Pam, explain to everybody, because you said, I now can do these things. Why couldn't you do them before? What, if you did try to do them, what would happen?
The pain was so intense that you lose your balance. There's so much pressure in your head and there's so much pain and swelling that every day my face would swell up like I had a black eye, and it would go, the nerve pain wraps around from the back of your head where the veins come in from the skull, and it goes right over that eyebrow. And then all of this would swell up and become so big that you'd have to stop all stimulation. You'd have to stop everything you were doing, cover the eye, not have any light, any stimulation, and just lay still in bed. And then you had to position yourself because the sensation you get, I told this to every doctor I've seen in the last 6 years, it's like a sick sack of goo just rolls in your face. And while you know it's not there, that's what you feel. It's like being on a boat, but it's only your face moving. And it's so painful that you just go to bed. I mean, I could fake it through, but I was never faking it through without medication or without just horrific pain. And now I don't have that. Now I'm in Bernie, Texas in 102-degree weather. And look at this face. There is no pain in it. And it's because I have an Icewave and an X39 on the back of my neck. And Lifewave changed my life and my family's life forever.